Have you ever wondered how you can hear a friend calling your name from across the playground? Or how about the rumble of thunder that seems to shake the ground? It's all thanks to sound. Sound is everywhere, from the chirping of birds to the honking of cars, and it plays a vital role in how we experience the world around us. But have you ever stopped to think about what sound actually is and how it travels? It's a fascinating journey that takes us from vibrating objects to our very own ears and even to the vastness of space. Get ready to explore the science of sound and uncover the secrets behind this amazing phenomenon. We'll learn how sound waves like invisible surfers ride through different mediums like air and water. We'll even dive into the amazing design of the human ear, a complex and finely tuned instrument that captures and processes sound. So, buckle up as we embark on an exciting adventure into the world of sound. Let's start with the basics. What exactly is sound? Well, imagine yourself plucking a guitar string. What happens? It moves back and forth really fast, right? That movement, my friends, is called vibration. Sound is actually just vibration traveling through a medium. Think of it like this. When you toss a pebble into a pond, it creates ripples that spread out from the center. Sound works in a similar way, but instead of water, it needs something like air, water, or even a solid object to travel through. These traveling vibrations are called sound waves. These sound waves are like tiny messengers, carrying energy from the vibrating object to our ears. When a drum is hit, for example, the drum head vibrates. These vibrations cause the air molecules around it to vibrate too, and these vibrations spread outwards in all directions. So remember, sound is all about vibrations. No vibrations, no sound. We know sound travels through mediums, but how does it do that? Think of sound waves like surfers catching a wave. When a surfer paddles, they use the energy of the wave to move. Sound waves do the same thing. They use the energy of vibrations to travel through different mediums. Air is the most common medium we experience sound through. When a sound wave travels through air, it causes the air molecules to bump into each other, kind of like a chain reaction. These bumps create areas of high pressure, compressions, and low pressure, rarefactions, that travel outwards from the source of the sound. Sound travels differently through different mediums. It travels faster through water than through air because water molecules are packed more closely together. Sound travels even faster through solids like metal or wood. But here's a mind-boggling thought. Sound cannot travel through the vacuum of space. Why? Because space is, well, mostly empty space. There aren't enough molecules to bump into each other and carry those sound waves. So even if a giant spaceship exploded in space, it would be completely silent. Now, let's talk about how we hear sound. Our ears are pretty amazing. They're like mini sound studios, designed to capture, amplify, and process sound waves. It all starts with the outer ear, the part we see. The outer ear acts like a funnel, collecting sound waves and channeling them into the ear canal. The ear canal acts like a tunnel, guiding the sound waves towards the eardrum, which is a thin, delicate membrane stretched tightly across the ear canal. When sound waves hit the eardrum, it vibrates, kind of like the head of a drum. These vibrations are then passed on to the middle ear, which contains 3 tiny bones called the hammer, anvil, and stirrup. These bones act like amplifiers, increasing the vibrations and passing them along to the inner ear. The inner ear is where the real magic happens. The vibrations are sent to the cochlea, a snail-shaped structure filled with fluid and tiny hair cells. These hair cells are like miniature sensors, converting the vibrations into electrical signals that are then sent to the brain via the auditory nerve. Our brain is the control center that interprets these signals as sound, allowing us to hear and understand the world around us. Have you ever noticed how some sounds are high-pitched like a whistle, while others are low-pitched like a bass drum? That's all about frequency, which is the number of sound waves that pass a point in a certain amount of time. High-pitched sounds have a high frequency, meaning more sound waves are squeezed together. Low-pitched sounds have a low frequency, meaning fewer sound waves are spread out. What about loudness? Well, that's determined by amplitude, which is the strength or intensity of a sound wave. The bigger the amplitude, the louder the sound. Think of it like this. When you whisper, you're creating sound waves with a small amplitude. But when you shout, you're creating sound waves with a much larger amplitude. So, pitch and volume are 2 important characteristics of sound that help us differentiate between different sounds. They add depth and richness to our auditory experience, allowing us to appreciate everything from the subtle chirping of crickets to the booming roar of a jet engine. There you have it, explorers of sound. We've traveled from the basics of sound vibrations to the intricate workings of the human ear. Remember, sound is more than just something we hear. It's a fascinating phenomenon that plays a vital role in our lives. We've learned that sound is created by vibrations, and these vibrations need a medium to travel. We've explored how sound waves behave differently in air, water, and solids, and even discovered that sound can't travel in the vacuum of space. We've also delved into the amazing design of the human ear, from the outer ear that collects sound waves to the inner ear that transforms them into electrical signals for our brains to interpret. So the next time you hear a beautiful melody or the comforting voice of a loved one, take a moment to appreciate the science behind it all. Keep those ears perky and never stop exploring the wonders of sound.